Okay, so modules for this week. Actually, you're finishing up. Well, you're going to be doing the exam by the end of today. And then you'll be starting on what I would consider going from the fundamentals of accounting, interspersed with some long-term, views, cash flow, and equity type things that we've already done. But now you're going to go into business processes that get us that use that information day in and day out. And the first one is going to be really reporting and analyzing merchandising activities. So, the first part of most businesses is selling something, right? And so this first component is going to be that revenue cycle component of selling something. So you're going to look at, what is it? The operating cycle. That just kind of gives you a feel for how everything works in here. When you sell something, you usually have purchase discounts, returns and allowances, and transportation costs to understand how to deal with those. And then you also actually deal with the sales component of it. We won't actually get into the costing side of the sales until I think it's next chapter, which is going to be far more difficult than this one. So make sure you get through this as expeditiously as you can, so you can start on the next one, because you probably will need a little bit more time on the next chapter. But and you'll go through some ratio analyses on this component of it, which are usually fairly straightforward, but not, I always say that, and it's usually a little bit more difficult than I imagine, at least that I remember it being. So this one should be okay on scale of, easy to hard. This will probably be on the medium size. Some of the other things have been on the very difficult, or will be on the very difficult side, especially on the inventory costing component. So that's chapter 4. You'll work through that this week, right? And then you'll have your quiz at the end of the week. Don't forget presentations. I still have people asking me, where do I find my presentation? And I'll just remind everybody that's in the announcements. It is down in the presentations, right? So you're going to have down here where I did the presentation assignments. So go there. And then you will see that for week, let's see, 7, we're in week 8, right? So everybody that's up for week 8, that would be Mary, Ryan, Aram, Darla, Salvador, as well as down here, week 8, we've got Martina, Kobe, and Prince. Any other week 8s? Oh, there's one right here. Todd, Samuel, Innocent, and JR. You all have presentations to do this week. Now, if you'd like, I know this gets a little repetitive when you have like 3 different people doing this exact same presentation for the week. What you can do, if you'd like, is coordinate amongst each other and identify 2 other problems, right? So instead of problem 7, identify maybe another problem or 2 that somebody would like to tackle. And as long as it's worthy of a 5 to 10 minute presentation, and going through the problem, maybe that's just it, or going through some preface to the problem and then doing the problem, that's fine. But as long as it's worthy of a 5 to 10 minute presentation, you guys can do 3 different problems for the week for your group, so that you get a little bit more broader exposure to the quiz content, and and are able to prep for that better as a team. Okay. Feel free to do that, but don't forget that, if you missed some presentations in the past, this is your week to make it up. And once again, you work with your group and figure out if there's a problem that would be best tackled by you. So there might be 4 or 5 presentations this week from some of the groups, but let's make this a week to get all caught up on presentations and to kind of expand it a little bit more, so you're not just focused on one particular problem. Okay. Let's see. Modules. So that's presentation assignments. And then what else do we have? Week 8. Quizzes, support form, financial statement analysis. All right. So Well, the other thought I was having is, we're halfway through the semester. Usually at about this point will start to do a review person by person and send you a video of just my thoughts on where you're at and where might there be some opportunities to improve that. And just some counsel if I can provide it. Sometimes it's hard to do that, but I will definitely look through and provide some feedback to you as we're halfway through. And really, where you're at now is very indicative of where you'll be in the long run, but there are opportunities to make some improvements. So, if we can pull it up from a C to a B, great. From a D to a C, great. F is going to be hard to go from an F to a passing, grade of a C. But we will do what we can to make that work. Okay. So if you have any questions, give me a holler. I'm available just about any time. Tried to make sure I check my mail in the morning, in the afternoon, and then in the evening for sure, and provide responses as needed. Have a great exam today and a great week 8. Take care.